So in this video, I want to do a little reaction to this TikTok that was forwarded to me. It's one of the things that I talk a lot about often in my podcast, and it's essentially more or less a prank channel is what it comes across to me at. But it's a mom and the son sitting in a vehicle, and dad approaches a vehicle, and it looks like they're about to go somewhere. So let's just play this, and I'll tell you why this is important.
Just so you know, he's never going to let you sit here, so just
Let me
say.
handle him.
Scoot.
Why don't you just hop in the back?
Here you get two choices, back seat or trunk. Let's go.
Oh my God. Oh.
All right, so why is that important, and why do we have to make a video about it to talk about this? Well, this is something that's been going on for a long time. So this is cultural programming at its worst. And this isn't new, actually. This has been going on for decades. Ever since I was a kid, probably around the 80s or 90s, it really started to get amplified and made mainstream. But every single sitcom TV show, whether it was The Cosby Show, Home Improvement, it didn't really matter. The father was always made out to be this bumbling idiot, this moron that was to be made fun of. The mom was the hero. The kids were to be celebrated, blah, blah, blah. You get the narrative. It's not new. Let's just put it that way. Now, at first glance, it might seem funny and comical because it's probably some kind of a prank channel, which is what it seems to be. But the fact that people laugh at these things, they laugh because it's true. Men have been mocked for decades now. This is part of society's programming to minimize, to soften, to weaken, the Western male, become less so everybody else can, become more. Let's disparage him, let's mock him, let's make fun of him. Let's take him down a couple notches. Get in the back seat, bitch, basically, is what the kid's saying. And this is the son. And the son's riding shotgun, and mom's in the driver's seat of the car, and they're both laughing at him and mocking him. Looks like an old school sort of Italian dad. In most families, you get a punch in the face in a situation like that, but I get why it didn't happen, and also why the, like the prank sort of message in it becomes comical and funny, sort of spread throughout the internet. But here's the problem. It's not that the kid's sitting in the front seat and he's telling pops, to get in the back seat. It's that the father's not on the other side of the car talking to mom, driving the car, saying basically, let me hop in the driver's seat, babe, you get in the passenger seat. Now, this is commonplace. I do this a lot when I drive. You don't notice me when I'm driving doing this, but I am doing it. I look at who's driving cars, and this is just a function of me from when I was younger, when I used to ride motorcycles, because you keep your head on a swivel. You basically want to make eye contact with everybody and make sure that they know that you're there. I notice most drivers in cars today, if there's a couple in the car, the man and the woman, the husband and the wife, the boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it happens to be, it's usually she's driving the car and he's in the passenger seat. That's wrong. Men, if you're going to lead your family, if you're going to lead the relationship, if you want her to look up to you, to be a giant, you can't sit in the back seat of your car, let your kid sit in the front, or sit shotgun while she drives the car. I get there's certain situations where it might be appropriate, AKA you've been out for the night, you had a few drinks, and she has been drinking. That's about the only time that I would say that could be normalized. But for the most part, and on a balance of probabilities, men, you should be in the driver's seat. I'm going to tell you something. When my girl comes over, and if she parks behind my vehicle or something like that, and we don't want to bother shuffling around vehicles or something, when we go out, she doesn't even get in the driver's seat of the car. We'll go outside, she'll hop in the passenger seat, I'll get in, and we'll drive away. I'm driving her car away, okay? This is the way things should be in normalized states, where men lead, where women are in, your frame, and they're a complement to your life, and all these things that I talk about often on my channels and my podcasts and my book. It's a small thing, but it's a big thing. And when you get these small things right, and they kind of stack up and they compound, they have a compound effect where they improve your relationships with women and with other people in your life, and your kids even. It's not even a question, like, for anybody to even consider mocking me in that sense, it would never happen. Again, maybe it's a prank channel, maybe it's just part of the script, but the fact that it gets millions and millions of views and people laugh at them and they think it's comical, and it comes at the expense of, the father and his masculinity and all, it's disrespectful is what it ends up being. And that's not just comedy for the internet or the TikToks, it's a reality of most of the world today. And again, it's been that way for decades. 20, 30 years probably, where men have been mocked by Hollywood, by sitcoms, by culture, by religion, by society, and you become less and less and less and less, so everybody else can become more and more and more, and that does no good for society, it does no good for relationships, does no good for parenting, it does no good for anything at any level of life. So the reason why I'm bringing this up to you guys is just be aware of it. If you're traveling somewhere, you drive the car, you're the man, you lead, you're the one that's in control. Somebody breaks in the house, you deal with it, you're the man, you deal with the intruders. It's incumbent upon you to play this role as a man and not surrender it to anyone or anybody else. You know, like, pay attention to these things. It might seem, again, small, insignificant, minute. Why are you making a big deal out of it, Rich? Why can't she drive? Ha ha ha, why can't you laugh at the TikTok like everybody else? I get it, I get it. But the point that I'm making is this is actually quite normalized. And what I'm saying is, don't normalize it. Stand up and be the man, get in the damn driver's seat, lead the family, lead the relationship, and drive the damn car. It's a small thing, but it's a big thing.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.